Hey, what's going on, everybody? From HowDoWeHuman, I'm Chris Binning, and you're listening to HowDoWeHuman. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter tubs. And today, I'm joined by my co-host, Evan Cox.
Hi, I'm Sean Evan Cox.
Hey, we're talking about hot tubs, jacuzzis, jacuzzis,
jacuzzis.
I think that jacuzzis that's like a hot accusation. That's like a level above just a regular.
I like
it. Accusation. Evan,
I'm 100% using that.
Unfortunately, I had to use accusation twice in that description, which really bummed me out. I searched for another word and couldn't find one.
Webster says, use me.
Webster says, use me, baby.
Use me, baby.
Webster's dictionary says, use me. Evan, I want to know what you say to the question, how you doing?
Use me. Who's that? Bill Withers? That's
I believe so.
Funky shit.
Yeah. No one can deny.
Please don't deny that. I forgot that I need backup on this because we've talked about the fact that we've been off from recording for a little bit. We haven't recorded an episode in, I was going to say in person, but
I mean, that's been years since we've recorded in person.
Dang, yeah. That was a while ago. That's fucking weird.
The last time we recorded in person, I asked you to be best man at my wedding.
That's right! And then
we went to
happened.
Shake Shack, and I got a shake, and then later I shit my brains out. Oh my God.
Got a shake, entered the shack.
'Twas I who got shake.
And like Shaq.
My body was shaking.
You like Shaq, you were making dunks that broke the backboard. Anyways,
that is what I'm going to start calling diarrhea from now on. I've got dunks that are breaking the backboard right now.
The game's going to have to stop for a while so they can clean up the glass. So I say all this to say we've had to take a little break from recording. We haven't discussed what we've been doing so much lately.
True.
And you would think I would have a story
I would think that
about me, about something I've done recently. And I 100% don't. But I have a massive update. A little episode of SNL happened with a little boy named Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe heard about this Beavis and Butthead sketch that occurred.
Yes.
Everyone lost their minds. It was a very funny sketch. And I'll also say that I think it worked because the sketch itself is very funny and people were breaking. Not one or the other. You know what I'm talking about? It was a good time. And Heidi Gardner, who was the main culprit of losing her fucking mind in that sketch, was interviewed by Vulture.
Yes.
Everyone's wondering, where's this going? What does this have to do with anything? Here is a part of that interview. She's describing the makeup because, and some people are like, they didn't show her the makeup ahead. That's not true. She had seen the makeup, but not the
prosthetics.
Teeth. Oh, she had not, and the nose, the teeth. So the added prosthetics were a surprise to her. Not that she didn't know they were coming; she just hadn't seen them. This is a quote from Heidi Gardner. The makeup department did such a good job with the gums and hair. He looked so much like Butthead. But there's also this movie when I was a kid called The Warriors of Virtue.
Whoa! Somebody else has seen this obscure movie that Evan's seen.
I summoned this movie from the depths. They were kangaroo samurai creatures. Me and my friends thought that movie was so funny when I was younger. And at a certain point, looking at Mikey and Ryan, it was like staring right into the Warriors of Virtue. Clearly, there was a lot going on for me. This blew my mind. I've never heard it. I said it then. I've never heard anyone else mention this movie before. But I was thrilled. And that's all that's happened to me over these past 2 weeks.
Hilarious. That's very funny. I thought that you were going to bring that up in the sense of like, because another part of, I don't know if it's that same interview or an interview with a different publication, because everybody wanted to be like, what happened? What the hell happened to you up there?
Yeah, I would like to get that interview and then be mad about it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because, the quote that I saw was basically like kind of summed up the thesis of this podcast again, which was where she kind of felt awkward after the sketch was over of like, oh no, did I like do a terrible job? And everybody's coming up to her and being like, no, you did, that was great, that was so good, you did such a good job. But her still being like, I don't think I did, because I did the opposite of what my job was, which was to not break character and completely derail the sketch. But Heidi, if you're listening, and I know you are, clearly. It was great. Yeah, clearly, because that's
you
how you remembered
about knowing the Warriors of Virtue.
Warriors of Virtue existed.
She said when she was a kid, she watched it that night.
Yeah,
right.
As soon as we mentioned it on the pod, she was like, "That sounds like a great movie. Let me check it out.
Gotta see this." Go watch The Warriors of Virtue, everybody. Tell us know how it went. Tell us know
how it went. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, tell us know how it went. How's you doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Look, we've mentioned it a tiny bit. There is, something that's happened in my life that we can talk about briefly, but it's going to segue into my real story, which is I have now gotten married. People the ring. But anyway, I've now gotten married, and we went on our honeymoon fairly quickly after the wedding. And so this is a story from the honeymoon. We were on the island of Kauai, which is tough because I've heard it pronounced Kauai and I've heard it pronounced Kauai, and I don't know which one is right.
Interesting.
There is a famed eating establishment on this island, though, called Puka Dogs. Anthony Bourdain went there, so people love it.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a hot dog place, but the bun is like fully wrapped around the hot dog, like a koozie almost, like a koozie for the sausage,
like a circumcised corn dog.
Exactly. And and then they put like pineapple relish or like different like fruity condiments on it, and it tastes delicious.
Sounds good.
It's a super popular restaurant, and the line is often out the door. Now, the line inside the restaurant, they have like a little... It's a shared restaurant between that and a place that has shave ice, which I have always thought was called shaved ice. And then one of the locals there was like, no.
Don't you add a D.
Shave ice.
Yeah.
But the ice is shaved. It's been shaved into smaller pieces. So I don't really get that.
No. The ice has been shaved.
Shave. But anyway, there are two different lines. One to get like shave ice and one to get puka dogs. And at the end of the little like barrier, there's a surfboard sign that's like, if you uh, basically, if you would be behind this point in the line, wait outside in the separate outside line.
Okay, got it.
And so we're waiting in the outside part of the line, and it gets to the point where we're the next ones to go into the restaurant. There are also 3 people behind us who are part of another group who don't speak or read English particularly well, which is going to come up here in a moment. That's not me just throwing it out there, but that's going to be important in this story. But eventually enough people come out of the restaurant that I'm like, okay, I think we can go in now. And so my wife and I go into the restaurant, and we're like right at the surfboard line, like kind of like just barely behind it. But that's also because the people in front of us are leaving a lot of space in the middle of the thing. But the group of 3 behind us come in right after us and get in line. And so now one of the workers is like, you 5, you got to go back outside and get back in the like, you got to go back outside. You can't be in here past that surfboard. And so I'm like,
terrible.
We would have been fine if that group of 3 behind us had been paying attention. But now we get lumped in, and now we're in trouble. And so we got to go back outside. And that group that was in front of us then moves up a tiny bit so that they still have a bunch of space, but they're the ones at the surfboard so that nobody else can come in until the line moves forward. But man, it like, and my wife mentioned this several times. She was
You
like,
did it. My wife.
She was like, it does not matter. This does not matter at all. But in my mind, I'm like, we're in trouble. They hate us.
It's over.
They're going to spit in our puka dogs. It's over. We fucked up.
You give us patuka dogs.
That's right. Yeah, so that was that's part of it. The other thing though is when we finally do get up there, because I want to really throw these people that were in front of us under the bus again.
Oh yeah, get them.
Because they get to the counter, they've had all this time to wait, and the guy, it's a couple, and the guy gets up there and he's like, "So what's the deal with these puka dogs? The fuck are you talking about?
What do you
What's
mean?
the deal with them? The menu has a step-by-step ordering process. Pick either the Polish sausage or the veggie sausage. That's step 1. Step 2, pick how spicy you want it to be. Step 3, pick the relish. Step 4, pick the mustard, and you're done. What do you mean? What do I do here?"
Yeah. This is the worst.
Yeah. Infuriating stuff. But it did take me quite a while to get past the feeling of like, I'm in trouble and all these employees hate me for a thing that they must deal with every single day, all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. Ow.
Oh my God.
Full
Looney Tune. Like a Looney Tune exorcism over here.
That was a full Looney Tunes exorcism. We've all seen it before. Ow. I don't. The worst part is I no longer have any idea what I was about to say. So I guess we can move. I was just gonna say
that's all, folks.
Oh, I was gonna say I think that's partially just too much time in customer service. Because you know that feeling when it's like,
because I know that I hate it. Yeah,
and you're like, oh, I know this is the easiest thing. Or hey, Walgreens, when it's like, oh, the bathroom's out, it's broken right now. And just knowing you're going to have to say that to people like 100 times.
Yeah.
And the 100th person that asks to use the bathroom, you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You do your backboard breaking dunks somewhere else. It's good.
It's good. I like it.
It's good. I was also going to say, if you wanted to get aggressive with those people, you'd be like, you pick a sausage, how spicy you want it, and then you'll relish in this.
I like it. I like a big wind up to the punch. I'm like, first you do this, then you do that, then I do this, and then you hit the floor.
Let me tell you a little story about how this is gonna go. Give it a Cockney accent. We're in a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, or whatever that movie's called.
I believe it. That sounds like something Guy Ritchie would make.
It is interesting, and we don't need to get too off topic about this, but it's kind of weird that Guy Ritchie seems to make the same movie over and over again, and no one cares.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to have Carrie Elways play guy who's in charge of spy team? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I'd say his movies made like one shift. Started out, he just made Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels 100 times. And now it's more, spies, entourage sort of thing. So that's a shift.
Yeah.
In the middle was Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. No, that's true. And also last year's The Covenant, I think.
Oh yeah,
with,
that was a Guy
Jake Gyllenhaal.
That was a Guy Ritchie film.
Does not look at all like a Guy Ritchie film.
No, and I also don't believe it exists. I think it's just posters. That's all I ever saw.
I saw the trailer a bunch when I was at the movies, and I mean that's it though. I never was like, you know what? Now that I've seen this 25 times, I think I want to check out this movie.
Yeah. They didn't wear you down. You didn't get us down, Guy.
Yeah.
You never got me down.
Speaking of getting down, you ever gotten down in a hot tub? And by that, of course, I mean lowering your body into the water.
In that case, yeah. I've really gotten down into a hot tub. I love a hot tub, and I strongly feel like there are two different types of people in the world. Boys and girls. This is the episode. He's gonna crack down. No, there are pool people and hot tub people. Now, I'm not saying you can't be a little bit of both. I love a pool. I love going in a pool. But if I'm at a hotel and it's evening, I'm done doing my dilly-dallying for the day, I'm excited to get in the hot tub. I will get in the pool, but it's not my main focus.
Sure.
I want to get in the pool for like 10, 15 minutes, jump over, get hot. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I think I'm more of a pool person, but I do like the hot tub.
Okay. Polar opposites, us two.
That's us. But it's I do like the hot tub though. Sometimes I feel like, because hey, my wife. That's by the way, that is the hardest part of being married, is not saying it all the time in the Borat voice.
They didn't prep you for that.
No. And especially with Sacha Baron Cohen divorcing his wife, makes it very difficult as well.
You can go for a Billy Joel instead. This is my wife.
Yeah, or an opposite David Byrne. This is my beautiful wife. David Freeze.
You made me snort.
David Freeze is the opposite of David Byrne.
All right.
Pull a David Freeze. This is my beautiful wife. But anyway, she loves the hot tub much more than the pool.
This is reverse Jocelyn and I. She's more of a pool person. She'll be in that pool for hours.
Yeah, I mean, I can be in that pool for a while, but then I do like to get in that hot tub and heat up a little bit. But you mentioned going into the hot tub in the evening.
Yes.
Once you've finished with your dilly-dallying.
Yes.
And the thing I don't like about an evening hot tub is that oftentimes it becomes like adult social hour.
Yes.
Where like all the hotel guests get into the hot tub and you all have to make conversation. I don't like that at all.
Agreed. It's the downside of the hot tub is that other people have a different understanding of what a hot tub's for than I do.
Yes.
The hot tub might as well be a bathtub. Just hotter.
Yeah.
And jostles you around a little bit.
Yeah. You do bring your like bath bombs and your soap and stuff into the hot tub, which I think...
love this idea. I don't think the hotel would like that.
No.
But that'd be pretty sweet.
You're definitely not allowed in there if you've done any backboard breaking dunks.
Other people just have the idea that like that's what they want to do with their evening. There are people out there that go to hotels with the idea of like, oh, I'm going to meet some new people.
Sure.
What?
Whether it's at the hotel bar or at the
the
hotel's hot tub. Yeah. I don't understand that.
I want to be left alone.
Granted, they're all around a certain age where
fair.
They didn't grow up scrolling around on the internet and trying to shut out real people as much as possible. But at the same time, like, I don't want to talk to you.
No. And I've had some interactions go very well. That is just like, you know what? Those were very nice people. But never by myself. If I'm by myself, I'm bad company. we talked about this before we got started. Yeah. I can just be bad company by myself. But I tend to date people that are all about like, yeah, sure, they're nice people. Let's get to know these people. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm thrilled that they're nice.
Totally.
And now that makes me think they'll respect that I don't want to talk to them because they're so nice. Falsity. So I end up in a lot of hot tub conversations, and maybe I just don't like other hot tub people. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I don't like myself.
No, that can't be it. I think, have you know, I know you're renting your cabin or your home or whatever the right terminology is. Would you be able to get a hot tub put in at your home? I don't know if that is like a rental issue or if it enhances the property for future renters.
Right. Well, it does feel that way. Like our landlords are very chill for the most part, except and that's a story. Maybe I'll say it. I don't want to save it. I'm just going to say like just yesterday we were just like sitting around and all of a sudden someone was just like walking on our roof.
What?
Like, Santa? But more importantly, the fuck? Who dis? And so I had to
New
go
roof,
outside.
who dis?
New roof, who dat? Who dat think they're gonna walk on my roof?
This is a good song.
It's the New Orleans Saints. They're gonna walk all over my roof. Anyways, I went outside, there's a ladder, and there's just a guy on the roof. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh yeah, the landlord wanted me to come check some stuff out, and they didn't let us know. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I
We're
don't
cool,
like that. Yeah,
but never do this again.
Yeah.
Anyways, I forget why I'm talking about that.
Putting in a hot tub at your place.
Oh yes, that like I've said. They're like very into cooking and stuff, and I'd thrown out like the idea of having an herb garden or something, and they were like, yeah, do it. So like I think there is an element of that. Hot tub feels Like,
I mean, that's a
maybe
pricey edition,
that's a
more than
pretty
an herb garden.
deal. Also, from our standpoint, we have to pay for water. I feel like that
Oh, sure.
water and gas. Like, I feel like a hot tub's gonna make that shit way more expensive, which it already is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It would be a great spot for one, though.
Right.
Especially on those snow. I love like a snowy day where I can hang out in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Rules. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it. Maybe I'll build one. I'll make a hot tub. I'm that good. It'll be good.
The other thing that we ran into while we were on our honeymoon is there at our hotel there were 3 different pools. There was the family lagoon for, get this, families.
Got it.
There was the tranquility pool, which is only 18 or older. And then there was the big, like, gigantic pool in the center of the resort. One of the top 10 pools in America, according to some list.
The hell?
And hey, this isn't part of hot tubs, but that pool that was one of the top 10 had 2 different water slides. You better believe I was going down those water slides.
I do.
Me and all the children going down these water slides. But anyway, at the so there was a hot tub at the Tranquility Pool that we got in for a little bit, but the pool at the Tranquility Pool was like the coldest pool at the whole resort. And so we spent more time at the main pool, which was more crowded. But there were 3 hot tubs at this main pool.
Yeah.
And one of the nights, like, we got dinner at the hotel restaurant, which, like, by the way, hotel restaurants usually not super great. This hotel restaurant was pretty fantastic.
That was my experience in Hawaii too. Hotel restaurant blew me the fuck away.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Might just be food in Hawaii in general.
I mean, yeah, all the food that we had
good.
was very good, but we did spend several meals at that hotel restaurant just because it was so good. But anyway, after we had dinner at the restaurant, we were like, let's get in one of these hot tubs. Yes. And so the bubbles are going. We get in. We're the only ones in there. We're hanging out for a little bit. And then the bubbles turn off. I'm like, where's the control panel for this? Yeah. And because it's night and because I don't have my glasses on, I don't see where the control panel is. My wife can't figure out where it is. And we were like, well, let's just go to another hot tub. Because it's still warm in there, but like, we love the jets. We love the bubbles. That's the good stuff.
Big West Side Story fans.
Absolutely. And so we get into another hot tub. The bubbles are going. There are a couple other people in there, but they get out shortly after we get there. So it's just us in there. And then the bubbles turn off again. And like the pool, I know the pool is going to close within an hour. It's about an hour away from closing. And so I'm like, do they just shut them off like an hour before it closes so that like people aren't as likely to get in there? Maybe, I don't know. My wife was like, maybe they think like, the 2 of us have some funny business going on in here, so they turn off the bubbles. I don't know. But it was a very weird feeling to be like, yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know where they would be that they have a remote control for the jacuzzi buttons. But it was kind of like there must be something going on, because it is weird to get into a hot tub, the bubbles turn off. You go to another hot tub, then the bubbles turn off again. Like it feels a little suspicious.
A little targeted.
Yeah. And then, of course, the next day, when we were out there during the day, we saw where the control panels were. So it was just like they both happened to run out.
That's funny.
Each time that we got in there. But it was a very awkward feeling of like, am I not allowed to be in here? Like,
not him. Because I was thinking, I told that story weeks ago that happened to me, and when I was in Hawaii, they just and it was before close, like 30 minutes maybe before the pool closed, that they just shut the bubbles off, shut the heat off, and slowly just let us get cold in the water,
Yeah.
and then go, oh, all right, guess we have to
The
go now.
the opposite of smoking them out. Just
Yeah,
wait for
just
them to get
wait.
too cold.
Yeah, they're not gonna like this still lukewarm water.
Yeah, and they're
That's what
right.
pools are.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's a bad time. Makes you think about all the people you're soaking with.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway,
I
just
think
in
that's the
general.
other thing I don't enjoy about a hot tub is I don't like soaking with strangers. I think is
Yeah.
really where it comes in. Even if they get in there and we're not making conversation during social hour, I don't really want to be in there with steaming with people I don't know.
You don't want to be steaming with someone you don't know.
When I'm steaming with someone I don't know, I get stewing. I don't want to be stewing while I'm steaming.
No, if you're stewing while you're steaming, you got a steamed stew.
Yep.
I do it just in general. I want to talk jets for a
Sure.
second.
And for, the both sides of them, we'll have to talk about sharks.
We'll have to take a bit of sharks. For the Jets, Aaron Rodgers got injured on his first play.
Yeah, get wrecked. That sucks.
This sucks.
A shitty person.
There is Jets are like I love a hot tub with the Jets going on your back. It feels nice. But have you ever walked up to a hot tub? And I don't like walking into a hot tub that already has people in it, especially if they're already talking. I'm like, oh, these chatty fuckers.
Right.
I'm supposed to stew with these two? But they don't have the jets going.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think
whether
to yourself,
or not you decide to turn them on.
do I jump in? Hey, do I jump in the hot tub?
Do I cannonball in here?
To make some waves and see how they react. If they like it, I'll turn the jets on. But no, like jump into the conversation and be
Right.
like, do you guys know there's another level to the hot tub where it gets all bubbly and feels good? And if you weren't aware, I can turn it on. Should I turn it? Am I gonna? Because then I feel like I'm enforcing how hot tubs should be for other people, and maybe they don't want those.
You're forcing your pro bubble agenda into the hot tub.
It's true. I did it all through The Wire, also forcing my pro bubbles agenda, and the Powerpuff Girls. What other bubbles are out there? Is this good to listen
to? Of course, Lilo and Stitch, Agent Cobra bubbles.
Michael Jackson's
Finding
monkey.
Nemo, of course, has that fish named Bubbles who is coincidentally obsessed with bubbles.
Yes.
That might be Bilbo Bubbles. Is that what you said? No,
but I do like the idea of Bilbo's cousin, Bubbles Baggins.
Bubbles Baggins.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but there is a level of that, and like just being in the hot tub with the jets on with other people, and then the jets turn off, and you gotta all like stare at each other and go like,
who's gonna get out and turn on those bubbles?
Hey, are we all jets people? Are there any sharks in here? And if there are sharks, get out of the pool. So bad.
Are there any sharks in this
so dumb
3-foot tall small circle of water?
Did you ever see it? There's an old sketch video of my friends that I used to love. Someone made that was just like Shark Pool, just like a trailer for a movie where there's a shark in the pool.
Yeah, I do think I saw that, and then like there are also, of course, like either Sci-Fi Channel or The Asylum movies that like are like take that premise a little too seriously.
Yeah, you
And
didn't
kind of
get it.
suck the fun out of it. Dude, this is unrelated, but
Great, let's go.
speaking of the asylum, like, I'm always thinking about screenplay ideas, and I thought of one, and I was like, oh, this is a good idea. Let me make sure that there's nothing too similar. And there's an asylum movie that has the same premise. Like, oh, god damn it. That's so embarrassing for me. I watched the trailer, and like, obviously mine would be a little different.
Yeah.
Dare I say better? But there is one that exists with almost that same exact premise. And I was like, this sucks.
It just sucks the air out of an idea. I had the same thing happen. I had a horror movie idea, and I'm like, has that ever been done? That's fascinating. And I just found like a really shitty looking independent film that like nobody's ever seen. But it fucking exists.
Yeah.
And that just kills it for me.
Totally.
And I know that's
even
dumb.
If you make it and it's better, it's still like, they used that premise from that bad movie. Yeah.
I look for any excuse not to actually write something. That's why I haven't written a screenplay in about 10 years.
Yeah.
That's how you get to be me.
It definitely has sucked the creativity out. Maybe I'll be able to return to it at a later time, but it really was disappointing to be like, this studio that's known for making the worst shit imaginable had the same idea as you. What does that say about your brain?
But mine's a good idea, so I don't know what went wrong there.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a fluke on their end. They stumbled upon something. I do want to talk about, and this might sound like a weird way to broach it, kids and the hot tub.
Yeah.
You mentioned like a pool being like, oh, one of the pools there, oh, it's 18 and up. And I'm like, that's really making an assumption that being over 18 means I'm not, like, I truly don't know how old I am. 35, I think. I still go to a pool. I'm splashing. Like, I'm splashing around. I'm goofing around. I don't think I fit the criteria of what they mean by 18 and up. Like, no, I will still annoy other adults.
I think that, like, naming it the Tranquility Pool is much more effective than saying it's 18 and up.
Yeah. Because, again, that sounds like it's for lovers.
It's true.
Which I can't imagine is what they're looking for.
No.
Anyways, I remember being a kid, and I've talked about it before. We had the pool in town. It was like they called it the health club. I don't know, but it was owned by my high school science teacher, which was always weird. But as a kid, we'd go there and we'd play around, and eventually they did make it so that kids are no longer allowed for that same reason of just like, people are coming here to like work out and shit. We don't want these pesky little children splashing around. But I remember being a kid because there was a pool, there was a hot tub, and you just call it a sauna, a steam room. That's a sauna. I'm suddenly doubting myself.
Yeah.
But, big wooden room, benches, coals, put the water on the coals. Steam.
Naked folks. Yeah.
Naked folks for naked strokes.
Ooh, I don't like that.
I know, but it happened.
But I'm sure.
I should have stuck with the Sharks and the Jets. But anyways, I remember.
Any sharks in the sauna, get out.
I remember being a kid and being like, yeah, the pool, they've got like floaties, the big pool noodles and shit like that. You could have a good ass time as a kid in that pool. And my mom would be like, you guys if you want, you can get in the hot tub, you can get in the sauna. But you have to be good. You can't play. You can't fuck around because adults are trying to relax or whatever the fuck adults do. I'll never know. But I took that to heart and remember, like, yeah, okay. I'm a little kid and I'm just going to sit here in the hot tub and not upset anyone. Because obviously, still to this day, I'm overly concerned with upsetting everyone around me. And so I think I told this story recently one of mine and Jocelyn's trips back to Washington, we always stay at that good old Red Lion Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And for all their flaws, they're pet friendly, hardwood floors, and they got a dope pool. And a pretty decent restaurant on site. It's a shout out, Red Lion. You love me. You put me up in your presidential suite because I'm your sweetie. I'm your presidential sweetie.
The sweetie in chief.
There was that time, and we were.
That's
in the
how
pool.
I'm gonna run for president. By the way, I want to be your sweetie in chief.
Yeah, pose like what's it, Ann Getty's baby, just naked on a face on a watermelon or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyways, we were in the pool again.
Do you think I'd win
this year? Yes. Yes, I do. Here comes the sweetie in chief. As always, in a pool, I'll get in there. I'm good for a half hour, maybe an hour if I'm really having a good time. Jocelyn will literally be in there until they close, and often after that. And we'll wait to be kicked out. I good for a half hour to an hour, and then I'm hopping in that hot tub. But this time, there were a bunch of kids in the hot tub. I'm like, I cannot be a grown-ass man.
Cannonball!
I'm like, I don't care. Whatever. They're kids, be kids. I can't be the grown-ass man going over to the hot tub full of kids. Move over, kids. Here comes Uncle Evan.
Where you guys from?
So I waited. And I waited.
Of course.
Waiting while I was waiting. And eventually they all jumped in the pool. And then that also felt weird. It's like, oh, the kids left. All right, now I'm going to go. And it was just me in a hot tub by myself, which is great. That's all I ever want. But then it really, really felt like all those kids wanted to get back in the hot tub, and then they didn't because I was there. It was just all around.
How the tables have turned.
Yeah, it was like no part of this felt like I wanted.
The pool shoes on the other foot.
Yeah, I don't know. I am overthinking at all moments of my life, but it just felt bad and ruined a potentially great hot tub experience for me. Did you spend time as a child in hot tubs? And have you been in situations where you thought people might think you're a child predator?
No.
Both questions at the same time.
Yeah. No, I don't think that I really was in hot tubs until I was like a teenager, like 16 or older. The pool at our house, because we had a pool at our house, and then there was also like a hot tub, and then the hot tub had like a waterfall feature into the pool.
Love that.
But we almost never had the hot tub turned on, so it was just the same temperature as the pool.
Small pool.
So I would much rather be in the pool than
that makes sense.
than in the hot tub. So I don't know if I ever used it as a hot tub. I feel like for a while, because it's called a hot tub, I assumed that's just what hot tubs were. It was just like a round table pool, essentially. Like you all sit around facing each other.
By hot, we mean it's 5 degrees warmer than the pool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a little bit higher up, so heat rises. So therefore that one must be warmer. But I feel like I didn't realize what hot tubs really were until I was 16 and we were at the community pool and they had a hot tub over there.
Yeah, I guess that's also probably different growing up in Arizona. Like an outdoor hot tub is probably way less appealing.
Yeah, for sure.
So you just got
at some point even the pool is not appealing because it's
that's outside.
90-degree water.
I don't want to be outside.
Yeah.
Interesting. God, I would love to know your first time ever in a jetted hot tub when it was hot. What was Chris like? He was like, "Why this all this time?"
I do think it was my friend Andrew, who you met at the wedding. I know he was there, I believe, and then two girls who were our age.
Nice.
I don't remember. I remember one of them, and I can't remember. The other one was one of two people, and I don't remember which one it was.
Ouch.
But I don't. I think that actually the first time I was in a hot tub was like, the water is nice, but I am so awkward and nervous to be around, to be in this situation with, because the one who I can't remember which one it was, I know I had a crush on, but I had a crush on each of those two people at different times, and so I don't remember which one was there for the hot tub part of this point in my life.
Interchangeable. Whoever will say yes.
Yeah, and they both said no. So
very interchangeable. Practically the same person.
Practically the same to me.
Those very negative, hot, wet girls. Not how that was supposed to come out. I take it back. I take the whole sentence back.
That's the clip we're pulling.
Like, my brain just went through it like, yeah, that'll be funny because they're in water, and then it came out, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
This goes
right back to your child predator question.
Yeah, I get it now. I'm putting those vibes out into the world.
No wonder those kids didn't want to get back in the hot tub.
And while we're on this topic, I want to talk about men's swim trunks. And to
clarify, what is this topic?
Here's the thing I love about men's swim trunks. You know, you get in the pool, whatever. They're covering you up. They're doing their job. You get in a hot tub. Trunk bubbles. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I fucking love trunk bubbles.
Trunk bubbles, baby. And if you don't know, if you're not hot tub people, or if you're out there having to wear a one-piece, two-piece suit, you aren't wearing these trunks with the netting, red piece, blue piece. You get in a hot tub, some jets hit you, something about it creates one large bubble in your swim trunks. And then you get push it down and it goes blub, 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 blub.
Yeah,
it's the best.
Love it. It's the best.
One of my favorite things.
One of the simplest joys in life. Trunk bubbles.
I implore everyone in the world, put on some men's swim trunks and get in a hot tub. Just see what we're talking about. If you don't know, you don't know, and you're missing out on a joy in life.
The only, and I don't know if this is from Trunk Bubbles or not, but
I'm so thrilled you knew exactly what I was talking about when I said Trunk Bubbles.
I love it.
I love Trunk Bubbles.
But the only thing, sometimes when you get out of the hot tub, after you've pushed out too many trunk bubbles, which is honestly starting to sound a little bit like backboard breaking dunks.
Go push out some trunk bubbles. I'll be right back.
You know what?
Jesus.
Backboard breaking dunks is diarrhea, and trunk bubbles is farts, obviously. But anyways,
I like it all.
after you've let a lot of air out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get out of the hot tub and the swimsuit it's clinging a little too tight to the body and leaving hardly anything to the imagination. That's the only downside of a trunk bubble situation.
Yeah. And I like to leave everything to the imagination.
Yeah. I want, people to really go nuts thinking about what's in here.
It's like a monster in a scary movie.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it.
It's better the
It's
less you see
better
it.
left to your imagination. The thing in your imagination is so much better. I call it Cloverfield. I don't know. The Cloverfield effect. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm spiraling. We got to get off this and do a quiz
the
or something.
like the shark in Jaws, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Frequently it isn't working, so we have to pretend like it's not there for most of it, or just imply that it's there and powerful.
And powerful and worth inspiring the name of the film. It's the whole reason we're here.
That's right. Should we wrap things up here, Evan?
We gotta.
Not just because you have a meeting coming up in 7 minutes.
Damn straight. I pushed it back a little. I said,
hey.
If you saw me down here texting real quick, I was like, make it like 12:15. I got some important business I'm talking about here. You like drunk bubbles? But yeah, I don't know, to wrap it up.
If somebody claims that you don't have important business, I mean, that sounds like jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi.
Anyway,
I'd say to wrap it up, I think hot tubs are one of the things that I like the most, that also does come with all of the things I hate in life. But I don't know. It's a great time. I love a hot tub. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I do just kind of want a personal jacuzzi.
Yeah.
I don't need neighbors.
I mean, same with just a pool in general. Like, I would love it to exclusively be mine. And and if I invite people in, then that's one thing. But if you're a stranger, don't get in my water, man.
Yeah. Jocelyn and I were in a pool also on that trip, not at the Red Lion, and we were there by ourselves and we were having a great time. And then this other couple came in, and the guy was swimming and he was like super chatty, and then his wife was like shit-faced drunk sitting outside of the pool, and just like out of nowhere she starts talking about like how Robert Blake was innocent.
Oh my god.
I was like, all right, we can wrap up pool time now.
Yeah, the last
weirdest
time
conversation.
I don't remember what exactly the conversation was, but the last time we were in San Diego, we were in a hot tub. It was just the two of us, and then another couple came in, and the guy was like one of these hot tub spreaders. He's got both of his arms all the way out on the deck, and then starts chatting us up, and then it started raining, and we were like, you know what? Even though the hot tub was covered, we were like, you know what? We're gonna get the hell out of here.
Ooh, wasn't really planning on getting wet today.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, nah, it's not April 10th. We gotta get out of here. It's an extremely niche reference for our audience that I'm sure will not be understood, but I'm not going to explain it to you. Look up April 10th and figure out why that would be a day that somebody might want to get wet.
IYKYK.
Well, yeah, one of those phrases I hate on the internet, but is true in this situation.
It's not, for me, baby. It took me a while there. It's hard to remember those letters.
Yeah,
like LMFAO. That was a band, to be fair. There's also an uncle and his nephew. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
LMFAO is an uncle and his nephew. That's just a fun fact.
That is fun. Another thing that I hate on the internet, and we'll wrap this up here in a minute. We also have to take a quiz.
We got it's been too long.
The thing that I'm really starting to hate seeing on the internet is the word situationship.
Oh yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, no, that's bad news. Internet's a bad place. I think I've reeled right back around. I was starting to enjoy the internet again. I'm like, you know what? People are fun. People are funny. And then, man,
No,
just
they're
this
not.
morning, I was flipping through Reddit again like a dumbass. It's just like, God, people are like, what's wrong with all of you? It's your bad
Yeah.
opinions and your negativity and get
Yeah.
out of my life.
Get out of my life.
Get out of my life.
And into our podcast feed. You can find this podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, HowDoWeHuman.com, anywhere that you get your podcasts. You can rate, review, comment, subscribe, follow, all of those wonderful things. You can also check out our social media. You can find us on Instagram at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that handle, Doc.
Accidental Looney Tunes are back. It's got to get that exorcism going. Facebook at HowDoWeHuman.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
You can check us out on YouTube at HowDoWeHuman. How many impressions of the Looney Tunes can Evan do?
Suffer succotash. That's a handle.
You can leave us a voicemail. I don't know, Evan, if you've checked this voicemail to see if anybody's done this or not, but
oh boy, let's check it out.
The number, if anyone would like to send us a voicemail, is 323-657-9896.
I do declare that is a phone number. Oh, we have a message.
Hell yeah.
It says, and this is not a voice message, your order from Old Town Cafe is ready for pickup. Which is where you and I got breakfast in Pasadena.
Nice.
Why did this go here? What happened? It went directly to the How Do We Human voice. It says there is a voicemail. Oh, wait. Oh my God, we have a voicemail. Oh my God, he did.
Oh my God, he admitted.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Now
to figure out live on
because I guess we could.
How do we get this to play?
Well, I know I can download it and like upload it, but why not? For now, let's just share my screen and I can share the audio.
Hey, Chris and Evan, this is your super fan Jordan. You told people to call in, so here I am doing it. Chris, I wanted to say to you, I've been listening to the podcast for like 4 years. I still have no idea what your job is, so you're doing a really good job of keeping it secret. Evan, I need to ask you a really important question, which is the better movie, Warriors of Virtue or A Gnome Named Norm? Pressing questions. Also, congratulations on getting married, Chris. Okay, bye.
I love that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Jordan, for calling in. I am glad to hear that I have done a good job of keeping my occupation secret. There have been many times where I'm like,
did I go too far?
Should I just say what it is and maybe get in trouble?
No, I love too much giving out stupid guesses of what you do, which I do know what you do. But
you do. And this is wild for Warriors of Virtue to be getting multiple shout outs in this episode for a movie I'd never heard of until you brought it up a couple episodes ago.
And so now I do wonder, like, Jordan, have you seen it? But also, was I talking about a gnome named Norm? I don't remember that, but I know the movie well. And that's a tough question.
This is another movie I've never heard of. I have heard of Norm of the North. I don't know if they're related.
Probably related. Most people are related by first name.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's a gnome named Gnorm.
Yeah, I'm looking at images right now, and they disgust me.
Yeah, no. Also, freak show Freak show prosthetics on a human.
Why is this gnome kissing a human woman?
Yeah, that happens too. There's a very, very good, I almost said How Do Human episode. A very good How Did This Get Made episode about a gnome named Gnorm. A gnome named Norm, definitely more childhood. I remember renting that from a video and watching that with my sisters too many times.
What the hell is this?
It's horrible.
Those of you on YouTube can see that I've pulled up the photo of this weird creature kissing this woman. What is this movie?
I mean, listen, we gotta watch both. This is our Gearing Up for the Holidays part 2, and it has nothing to do with Richard Gere. But weirdly, I wonder, I bet it's the same like makeup person, because that looks eerily similar to the Warriors of Virtue. But I was going to say,
maybe we have to check it out.
I feel
Do
like
a deep dive.
In the same way people say that like the music you love as you're older kind of peaks when you're between like 13 and 15, just that era where you're finding your own music. That was around the period where I was like seeing the Warriors. I think like 12, 13 or so is where the Warriors of Virtue came into my life. So that feels stronger, I think.
Okay.
I'm going with Warriors. Come out and play of Virtue.
Well, that's very exciting, Jordan. Thank you for calling in and leaving that voicemail. For anybody that didn't want to be the first one to leave the voicemail, hey, that seal's been broken. Again, that number again is 323-657-9896. And you can also, by the way, leave us an email at howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
Oh, I was gonna do Foghorn Leghorn for this too. Fuck. Shit! I can't do any other Looney Tunes. We're fucked. But the best, the best part of that handle is that it's an email.
Fantastic. We do have to continue our heated trivia battle.
We do. We
it's been like 2 weeks since we've competed. So as a reminder to you and me,
yes,
the score is 34. That's how many I have, and then 29 for Evan. So still a 5-point spread.
Okay.
And we're gonna figure out if that gap closes, expands, or stays the same.
Okay. I feel like I needed a break, and my mind is refreshed. Oh no.
Question number 1: the Treaty of Versailles officially ended what major war?
All right, I think
World War I,
I got this.
Cold War, Vietnam War, or World War II?
People always talk about the Cold War, but so much worse is the flu war. It just sticks with you longer.
Yeah, it's true.
I have an answer.
I have an answer too. I don't remember. I guess it was in our President's Day extravaganza, but the Treaty of Versailles is another document that, like, I know is a thing that exists, much like the Magna Carta, but could not tell you what it is. Yes. I do have a guess that I'm gonna go with, but this is truly a shot in the dark for me.
Okay, if we're both locking in our answers, my guess is World War I.
Oh, that's my guess too. Damn. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, I think we got this.
Okay. All right, that is correct.
So a lot of that happened in France. What fashion brand was co-founded by artist Justin Timberlake? Interesting. Lululemon, William Rast, Valentino, or Hermes?
All right, I have a guess on this too,
weirdly.
But
I have no idea.
Truthfully, I had no idea he even had a fashion brand.
No. Co-founded. Yeah.
And the way that I'm like getting all the way around to this answer is bad. His thought process is bad.
Okay.
My answer is Hermes.
Okay.
But the way I got there is bad.
Okay.
Because Lululemon, I'll walk you through the thought process before you give
We
your
might
answer.
be at the same spot. I think Lululemon, we would know.
Especially, like given how much the internet has or society has turned on Justin Timberlake
Right,
as a public figure, and also the racist origins of the Lululemon name.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Would make me think that we've heard those two connected together before.
Yeah.
William Rast, I've never heard of in my life.
No. But could be the co-founder.
Valentino sounds like it would have been from Italy or somewhere without Justin Timberlake. And Hermes, look, if there's a live action Greek mythology movie and Justin Timberlake played Hermes, I'd be like, that's not bad casting.
Yeah.
So therefore my answer
It's solid.
is Hermes.
We're splitting on this one. I'm going to say Valentino.
Okay, let's see. It was William Rast.
That was my
the one that
second
neither
guess.
of us has heard of.
Nope.
What type of business did Annie have that failed in Bridesmaids? Coffee shop, pub, flower shop, or bakery?
Okay. I haven't seen this in a long time, and two of these sounded 100% correct. But I've landed on one, and I hope it's not, just because it's the last one I heard. But I'm going to say bakery.
That's also what I'm saying. I feel it's been a long time since I've seen this movie too, but I do feel like
I remember
there's
some
like
flour.
A bakery element.
There's some flour in that movie. Let's be honest.
All right, we did both get that right.
Hurrah! Hurrah!
So we are tied at 2 out of 5 so far for this this trivia.
How many times are traditional Mexican refried beans fried? 4 times, once, 3 times, or twice?
God, I don't know.
How many times are they fried? Yeah, I don't know. Traditionally, I have looked into how to make refried beans, but because it says traditional, I feel like I gotta up that number. And I hope I don't regret it. I'm going to say 3 times.
Okay, I'm going to say 4 times, and I don't like that I'm going to say that, because it does feel like by definition it should be twice.
Should be 2.
The fact that once is in here makes me think, oh, is it once? And then, yeah, between 3 or 4 times, who knows? But I'm going with 4. It was once.
No shit. Wow.
So this is the last question, Evan. This is to either keep an even pace or to change the point spread.
Has it? I'm already forgetting. Did you get one right that I missed? Or
no,
we're
you
on
and
the
I
same?
we've had the same score thus far.
All right, let's go.
What creature takes its name from indigenous Australian language for no drink? Dingo, koala, echidnas, or wallaby?
Damn. I have 2 answers. Does that count?
Okay. Not really.
These are both complete guesses. I think just because of the letters in there, I'm drawn towards dingo. But I do think of echidnas as dry little fuckers, so maybe they don't need to drink. Maybe they store water. God, spicy territory.
I'm between koala and echidnas right now.
I'm going echidnas.
The problem is I don't remember what echidnas look like.
I'm pretty sure
because
I do.
My only touchstone for what an echidna could look like is, of course, the character of Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog, who I would have to imagine is not biologically accurate representation of what that animal looks like.
I've got an image in my head, and I will wait till we know the answer, but I am curious to look it up and see if I am thinking of the correct animal.
Okay. You're going with echidnas or dingo?
Lock it in.
Locking in echidnas?
Lock it in.
Okay.
Yeah, echidnas.
Well, I gave you 2 animals and you said lock it in. So, for the sake of an exciting trivia match, Evan,
happening.
I'm going with koala.
You get risky.
It was koala.
Bullshit.
And the gap expands, baby.
Well, at least I can look up nose. At least there's that. Yeah.
Can you share your screen for what an echidna looks like?
Spiny little guys. Not exactly what I had in mind. I was thinking of hard-shelled.
Were you thinking of the pangolin?
It's a pangolin. No, but those are cool. The fuck? No,
all these photos of penguins.
I spelled it with an E. I didn't know how it was spelled. So I think that brought, like, are you sure you don't mean penguins? Did Benedict Cumberbatch pingwings?
Pingwings.
Pingwings. Well, we did it.
We did it.
Scooting ahead of me as slowly as you possibly can, but you are constantly scooting ahead. Yeah.
It is now. You have broken 30.
Thank God.
It is 37 to 31.
Man, oh man,
is our current standing.
Brutal.
So
it's nothing to sneeze at. I'm there. I'm in it. I'm shaking it.
Don't you dare jacuzzi me of cheating, because
we jacuzzi you.
You jacuzzi me, I jacuzzi you.
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
Bye.
Okay, bye.